Hello, my name is Kasie Gray. I am your local realtor and I am in Ukiah, California, and today I'm going to be going over the January stats for January 2020. It was a good month and I'm going to show you the comparisons from December 2019 and the comparisons from January 2019. So make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell. If you're on Instagram, make sure you follow, and let's get started. So like I said, I'm a local realtor in Ukiah. Redwood Valley, Hopland is my main focus, mostly because this is where I live, this is where I grew up, it's what I know most and where I can be the most help. I like to, make sure that my clients are getting the best experience possible and getting all of the expertise and knowledge that I have. So for the month of January in 2020, it was a pretty decent month. There were 32 homes for sale, whereas in December of 2019, so a month before, there were only 19 houses for sale, so a few more came on the market. But compared to January in 2019, there were 53 houses on the market. So there was a lot less houses on the market this month in January, which means that demand is getting tighter and buyers are, struggling to find the house that works for them because people just aren't selling. But the sales are pretty consistent. So in January of 2020, there were 8 sales. In December of 2019, there were 12 sales, and in January of 2019 there were 9 sales, so pretty comparable. And this also is just for the Ukiah area. If you are interested in the statistics of a different area, please let me know and I will happily put that together for you. This is just for Ukiah and a little bit around the city limits. The average price per square foot was $246 in January of 2020. In December of 2019, it was $254. And in January of 2019, it was $272. So it has gone down a bit, and we'll get more into that with the solds versus the active price and kind of give you an idea of where prices are at and where they were last year to kind of help you understand where the market's at. Whether you're thinking about buying or selling, could be good information for you. So before we get to sold versus active price, let's talk about days on the market. So the average days on the market lets us know how long things are sitting. If things are overpriced, they'll sit on the market. If there's not a lot of buyers, they'll sit on the market. So there's lots of different reasons as to why something can be on the market, but it's a good indicator of where the market is going and where it was. For January of 2020, days on the market was 62 days. For December of 2019, it was 72 days. And January of 19, it was 78 days. So what this kind of shows us, especially in the winter months, things tend to sit a little bit longer, mostly because people are worried about the holidays. They're not really in the mindset of moving. It could be raining a lot, which it hasn't been. But there are a lot of things that put a little damper on the real estate market, generally everywhere throughout the United States, unless it's like hot and warm all the time. But normally people like to stay put for the holidays, so it kind of messes with the days on the market a little bit. But we are significantly lower days on the market in January 2020 than we were the month before and the year before. So what that means is when something comes on the market, chances are it's going into escrow, especially because of the low inventory that we have and buyers really needing to secure a place and get it into escrow and get it sold. Now to the average active price. So active price means anything that's been on the market, or anything that's on the market. Obviously it's active, and active price is a good indicator of where things are, but it sometimes can be construed by higher end listings, especially in our area where anything above 700,000 tends to sit a little bit longer because of our lower medium income. So what that means is property that's listed at 1.2 million is probably going to sit on the market for a little bit longer, which will bring up that average active price. But just so that you know what the average active price is, it's good to kind of go over that, and I'll let you know what those numbers are right now and stop talking. I'm sure you're so over me talking. The average active price in January of 2020 was $607,000. So a little high for average active, but like I said, things that are listed in the million range can tend to bring that range up. In December of 2019, the average active price was $563,000. And in January of 2019, the average active price was $667,000. So, like I said, we're definitely down from last year, up from the month before, and that is also just the active price. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, it's good to look at the sold price because anyone can put their property on the market for $2 million, but does that mean it's going to sell? Probably not, depending on the property. So looking at the sold price is much more informative because it lets you know what people are actually paying and actually selling for. So let's take a look into that now. So the average sold price for January 2020 was $438,000, which is significantly lower than the average active price. So you can see by what I'm saying is this gives you an indicator of, you know, what's selling, what's going quicker, and where our averages actually lie. In December of 2019, our average sold price was $420,000, and in January of 2019, our average sold price was $410,000. So obviously we're up from last year with the sold price, and that could be the difference of one house above $600,000 selling. So especially in a smaller market like Ukiah, one house selling can greatly impact the averages that we have going. So it's good to work with your realtor and understand what the comparables are for your market, for the house that you're purchasing, and for the houses that you're pre-qualified for. One of the things I get asked often is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? No one ever asks if it's a neutral market, but it could be. So how to determine what type of market it is based on months of inventory. So if in the area that you're looking for, if months of inventory is 4 months or less, then it is a seller's market. If it is between 4 months and 6 months, it's a neutral market. If it is above 6 months, it's a buyer's market. So based on that information, what kind of market is Ukiah in right now? So months of inventory for January 20th is 4 months, which, like I said before, means it's a neutral market. In December of 2019, so a month ago, months of inventory was at 2.5 months, which means it's a seller's market. And in January of 2019, months of inventory was at 5.9 months. So it was a lot closer to a buyer's market last January than it is now, but we're in a pretty neutral market, so if you're hoping to buy or sell, this might be the perfect time. And like I said, you know, it just depends on your individual situation, what you're looking for, what you're purchasing real estate for, why you're looking to invest or find a place to call home. So if you would like to talk more about that, I offer free consultations whether you're a buyer or a seller. No obligation, of course. I am not a good salesperson. I understand that I'm in sales. I am very far away from a used car salesman, and my goal is to make sure that you are getting the best benefits out of whether you're selling or purchasing. So let's talk, let's make a plan, let's understand what you're looking for, and yeah, so if you would like to take a look at some of the houses on the market or some of the houses that sold in Ukiah, you can click the link down below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.